Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Friday Favorites, and this episode is kind of a continuation from last week's Friday Favorites, which was a how to make bowls, and I got a couple questions from a couple videos back regarding envelopes. So I am going to use this time to make 3 of the most common envelopes that we use. And especially for those who do not have a Martha Stewart scoreboard, we're just going to use a Scorecard or any other scoring device you use. You can use that as well. So you don't have to have a scoreboard for these. And I'm just going to show you how I make my card envelopes. So here we go. The first card that we're going to make is a little note card envelope. It's like the little 3x3 envelopes. You use these for like your gifts, and you put them on presents. So first you want to start out with a piece of cardstock. I'm using Paper Tray Inks Craft cardstock, and this is cut at 7 by 4 1/4. So 7 inches long by 4 1/4 inch wide. You want to grab your scoreboard, okay, and putting your paper on the long side, you want to score at 1 inch in. And I'm going to do this a couple times because Paper Tray Inks paper is pretty thick. And then 4 1/4 in. Okay. Then you want to flip it over so you have the long side. And then you want to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides. So I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch here. And I'm just going to flip it over and score at a 1/2 inch again. Okay. And then you'd want to varnish all of your score marks. And this paper is so thick. I should have used another one for the example, but I can use these anyway for future cards. Okay, now that all that's done, you then want to cut at the score marks. So we're going to cut at these 2 bottom corners here. So these 2, that's little square there, and then these little squares. So you want to cut out this square, these 2 squares, and then these 2. So I'm going to do that really quick here. Hopefully I'm staying on my mark. And then you want to cut over here. And then the top, small ones. Okay. Once you've done that, you want to round your corners so that when you fold your envelope, it doesn't look real straight edge like this. So you want to round all of these corners here. And I'm using my corner chomper. And then you also want to do these little ones. Alright, you only have to do 1 set, just the top half, because these bottom ones will be hidden. Okay, and another thing that I like to add on here is to just cut this these ends here that you have left over at a little angle. It folds just a tiny bit better, just a little bit, so it's not as chunky. All right. So now you just want to grab some adhesive and apply them to your sides. I like to see where I'm at first. Alright, so I'm just going to apply some adhesive on this line and this line. And I'm using my ATG gun. And you just want to fold it over. And there you go. That's your little flap here. You put some adhesive here. A trick for this too is to use, is if you have some double-sided tape. So like if you're giving a card to someone as a gift or a gift card set, you can just add a little piece of sticky tape up here and then just leave it so that when they're ready to use the card, they just peel it off and then stick it on there. And another option for decorating this envelope is you could use either some decorative scissors for this little edge here, right there, or you can use like a punch to decorate your little edge. Okay, so that was your 3x3 card. Okay, the next card we want to do is a 4x4 card. So for your 4x4 square cards, envelopes, I'm sorry, you want to get a 6.5 by 6.5 piece of cardstock. And you want to get your scoreboard, obviously. And these you want to make sure that you have them lined up at a diagonal, at a diamond. Because you're going to score it at 2.5 all the way around. So you want to be careful. So the first score mark, 2.5. And then turn it. Make sure that this line is straight. So you may want to get a mark or use like your other trimmer that has a line on it. But I'm just going to eyeball it. And then you want to score at 2.5 again. Same thing here. And once more. Uh-oh. Mine's just going to end up wonky because I eyeballed it incorrectly, I think. So, you should have score marks that look like this. Now you want to cut out these little tiny triangles on all of the corners. So, that's what I'm going to do. You just want to cut out the triangle right up to the score mark. And I'm just going to go over all of my score lines here. Make sure we get a nice crisp fold. So then your paper should look like this. Okay. Now you just want to play around with whatever sides look the best. And like I said, mine's just going to be wonky because I eyeballed it, but you want to line it up. So, there we go. I am going to maneuver this a bit. Get these all lined up. Okay, and so like I said, this is going to be wonky, so but you get the idea. So I am going to just add some quick adhesive because I'm not going to keep this. And then that's what you want to do. So there's your 4x4 card. Okay? So next time, like if you were doing it like for real, then use one of these. If you don't have a Martha Stewart scoreboard, use your lines, your grid lines to line up your score marks. Okay? Now, the last card we're going to make is a standard A2 size card. And for that, you'd want a 10 3/4 sheet of paper by a 6 3/4. So 10 3/4 by 6 3/4. Okay? Take it the long side and give a score mark a 1/2 inch on both sides. So 1/2 inch, flip it, 1/2 inch, and then you want to take the long side and score it at 3 inches and 7.5 inches. And again, we're going to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. I'm going to do that really quick for you. Okay, and we just want to go through and varnish all of our score marks. Okay. Now, the other thing we want to do, I've done it on this side, is take and put a little, cut a little angle out on these little tabs. So just cut a little angle. Makes it easier for folding on that side and on that side. Okay? That way when you fold it up, it's not a big chunk in the corners. So now you'd want to round your corners if you'd like, because if you don't, they'd be like this. So if you want to keep it straight like that, that's just fine. But I like to round these little nips up here. So I'm going to do that. Okay. And actually, I'm going to do these as well. And then you just want to apply some score tape to your bottom flap, which is the longer piece, because this is going to fold over like that. So you want to apply some score tape to the sides. And then just flip it up. So then you have your 4x6 envelope. And you can also do the same thing. So like if I didn't round these corners, you can use your your punch to create a design, or your decorative scissors, or you can emboss this with your Cuttlebug, or your Texture Boutique. You can use a die to do the cross the edge. So many options. So this is your standard A2 size card. If you want to create just a little bit of design, and I got this from Donna over at Fog Mahal, use a punch and line your paper up underneath. So you take a punch of whatever you want to punch. I'm going to use this butterfly punch because I love it. And I have to stand up because paper tray inks paper is so darn thick. I love this butterfly. It's so cute. You can actually use that on the front of the envelope too. So I cut out a butterfly. So you can't really see it, but now you can just get a piece of cardstock or a piece of pattern paper and line your envelope and line the top of that envelope to cover the butterfly. I'm sorry, I thought I had one that was already cut, but I must not. Oh yes, I did. Aha. So let's see here. So like if you wanted to line your envelope with this particular piece, you can put that under there and it'll show through. So cute. Donna sent me this envelope. So she did her little punch down here, and then she cut it out, a butterfly, and then she actually lined it And so the inside is lined. Of course, I opened it. The inside was lined. So I thought that was super cute. To wrap up, we have the standard size card that fits the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 standard A2, and then the 4 by 4 envelope, and then also the that's not mine, the 3 by 3 envelope. So I hope this helps some of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. And thank you for coming to another episode of Friday Favorites. Have an awesome day. Bye.